Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
What up? It's your boy ARP, and we right back at it. By now, I feel like just about everybody knows that Kendrick Lamar was announced to be the halftime performer for the Super Bowl. Epic, crazy, groundbreaking. When it comes to the Kendrick and Drake beef, we are watching one of the biggest historic hip-hop musical entertainment moments ever. Once in a lifetime type of stuff. And this Super Bowl performance is just puts it at a level that none of us saw coming, right? So by now, I feel like we're already in the loop of that. But what I'm seeing now, and it's even a debate that I had last night. Two of the homies I linked up with, we was watching the game last night. And, you know, the whole discussion of this hot topic came up. And we just started going back and forth about, should it have been Lil Wayne, right? Lil Wayne being one of the GOATs, arguably the GOAT. Jay-Z's involvement. I'm going to touch on that in a second too. Yes, we're going to bring up Jay-Z's response and his statement about why Kendrick Lamar is on the Super Bowl, because he has some involvement there. I'm going to bring that up on the screen, and we're going to talk about that in a second too. But, you know, Lil Wayne being from New Orleans, him being a GOAT, him being one of the biggest rappers in the world, him remaining consistent, him having a huge fan base. And you know, I think it was even mentioned last year, you know, next year when it's in New Orleans, let's go ahead and put Lil Wayne on there. So you start to hear the debate, the hip hop debate, the barbershop debate, the Lil Wayne's fans debate, the Kendrick Lamar's fans debate, the Drake fans is over there saying, don't forget about us, please. Right? But let's talk about it. Lil Wayne, does he deserve to do the Super Bowl? Let's be clear up front. Let's just get this off the table. Absolutely. I don't think many of us have a complaint about seeing Lil Wayne perform at the Super Bowl. Is his fan base big enough to carry it? Yes. And even having a question like that, I want to make sure that we remember how big the Super Bowl is. For example, the Drake and Kendrick beef is massive. It is worldwide. But there literally will be people that's watching the Super Bowl that are out of the loop of the Kendrick and Drake beef. There will literally be people that's watching the Super Bowl halftime show that never heard They Not Like Us and don't know what Kendrick Lamar is talking about. You think everybody follows, you know how many big country singers there are, rock and roll or whatever, and they're probably just as big as, like, let's say Eminem in their space, and I never heard of them. I don't follow them. I can't name their songs. So let's be logical here. They Not Like Us is going to be heard even for the first time from viewers watching the Super Bowl halftime show. Okay. So when I go back to Lil Wayne, we already answered the question, is he deserving? That answer is yes. I don't want any Lil Wayne fans in the chat or in the comments later on trolling me or getting mad at me. Let's make that clear off the rip. The next question becomes, I want to start to pull us into the gray area a little bit and make all the Lil Wayne fans have a question. What song does Lil Wayne perform now in 2024 that has global impact? Because the Super Bowl has global impact. Even if I want to scale it down, just say country, just the United States, right? What song does Lil Wayne have right now that hits like that? He has a catalog. He has big songs. You know what I'm saying? But Lil Wayne fans, drop a comment. Tell me what global song or plural type of songs that scale close to They Not Like Us in 2024 that he can get up there and perform in this moment. I don't want people missing the debate here and saying, oh, but you forgot Lollipop all the way back 10 years. No, 2024 people, this year. Okay. Now, the scale of that halftime show, whether you go and get a Michael Jackson, whether you go get a Beyonce, whether you go get Rihanna, right? I'm not saying that Lil Wayne don't stand in the same room as those people, but the songs that they bring in those moments, right, are global. I'm going blank. I know the man has a catalog, but I'm talking about something right now that, like, let's say at least 50% of the viewership could identify with or possibly are aware of or know. Because even that, not they're not like us, as big as a song that it is, I'm still, based on the viewership of the Super Bowl, gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if half the people tuning in, at least 50%, haven't heard, but that's still a big number. 50% of the viewership to be like, oh, I'm rocking with this, and taking it out viral into social media in split seconds as we're watching it all unfold on the Super Bowl halftime show. What song does Lil Wayne have like that right now in 2020? I'm not thinking of one. Okay. Now, let's take this off the table. I think we're very small minded to do the whole New Orleans thing. Is he from New Orleans? Has he rep New Orleans like no other? Is the Super Bowl about to be in New Orleans? And it would be great to have him there. And people even want to create arguments like, look at last year. It was in LA, right? It was in Cali, right? And who did you have? A bunch of native. You had Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. And okay, I get it. I get it. But years from now, who discusses the location based on who performed? Who's gonna say, yo, Rihanna performed because it would no. Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna say Michael Jackson performed and Beyonce performed because it was from their no. Like, I think that's a little small. I think the people that want to think like that, they could never sit in those rooms and make these decisions like the people associated with the NFL do. You have to think more long term and bigger than that. This little place in the world called New Orleans, and I say that with no disrespect, people. I'm trying to scale how massive you want to reach. If you're sitting in a room with NFL people making these grand decisions, these global impactful decisions, you don't say we should have somebody or Lil Wayne because of New Orleans. What the no. No. Is Rihanna even from the States, right? Isn't she from? What are you talking about? That's too small-minded for the Super Bowl. Okay. My fourth point now. I think I'm on my third or fourth. Impact. The biggest show of the year, the biggest performance of the year, included in the biggest show of the year. It makes sense to have the biggest hip hop moment, if you want a hip hop artist, of the year as well. There's nothing Lil Wayne has done in 2024 or 2023 that is of the level of They Not Like Us. Lil Wayne fans, don't attack me. I rock with Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is one of my favorites, one of my goats. But we're talking about business. We're talking about viewership. We're talking about impact. We're talking about logic. We're talking about a higher level of decision making. We can't just, as Lil Wayne fans, jump out here and say, yo, he's one of the GOATs and he's from New Orleans. So, but this is what separates. I'm trying to be objective here for the people that don't want to open their minds. This is what separates the billionaires from the people that think down here as the thousandaires. Real talk. Real talk. The billionaire decision makers, they're not making no decisions based on, oh, he's from New Orleans. What's the biggest impact this year? First of all, even before I go there, what genre of music is being the most impactful this year? It includes the biggest moment with Kendrick and Drake, right? Hip hop. Hip hop for quite some time now has become such a huge commodity. So all these big corporations, I don't care if you're Sprite, I don't care if you're the NFL, I don't care if you're the NBA. Everybody's got their hands in hip hop. It's huge. I'm so blessed to be a part of the hip hop culture and watch its progression, how massive it is for even the people that you possibly feel like behind the scenes maybe not even give a fuck about our culture or support or even listen to our music, but they gotta fuck with it because we're too big, right? So you make the decision to go with hip hop. That's not a tough choice at all. Now, the biggest moment in hip hop, the biggest news in hip hop, the biggest song in hip hop, the biggest history and legacy impacting thing to come out of hip hop of recent memory is Kendrick Lamar and Drake. It's not Jay-Z. It's not Lil Wayne. It's not whatever. It's even Eminem. Eminem just came out with an album, right? Eminem, it doesn't get much bigger than Eminem. I would say the same thing for Eminem. If the Super Bowl was in Detroit and they were saying like, yo, why didn't you go get Eminem? And we never saw Eminem grace a Super Bowl stage before. This year, when you have Kendrick Lamar and Drake, I would still say the same. I would keep that same energy. I would still say the same thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It's like, for example, saying Jay-Z or Nas has been out for years giving us classics. This new guy, 50 Cent, comes out and he drops the Get Rich or Die Trying album. And then the NFL grabs him to perform Wankster and what else came out of Get Rich or Die? Many Men and those hits off of the song, off of the album. It makes sense to me. No? Am I tripping? Okay, let's go. Let's matter of fact, before I go to the Jay-Z thing, let's read this real quick. This came from Lil Wayne's manager. Y'all see it up here on the screen. Confused, disappointed, angry, but most of all, inspired. Will never again be in a position or have a GOAT in a position where we are at the mercy of someone else's decision. We will make the decisions. Now, that second, let me get to the first part first. Confused, that makes no sense to me. Logic says, even if you wanted to do a coin flip and Kendrick Lamar is in the coin flip, it makes sense. So there's nobody in this world that's supposed to be confused of Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl. That's not to be something to be confused over. Disappointed, I understand, because Lil Wayne is your artist. You manage him. I understand the disappointment. Angry, I understand that too. Most of all, inspired, that I actually like. This second piece now, I don't know if that's layered. We'll never again be in a position or have a GOAT in a position where we are at the mercy of someone else's decision. We will make decisions. I wonder who that's for. And this is going to lead into the Jay thing. Is that for Jay-Z? Or is that for the NFL? Or is that for a bunch of nameless, faceless people that are just in the position of power to decide this is who we're collectively thinking about having perform at the NFL Super Bowl halftime show because we sat down, we put our minds together, and we made this $1 billion decision that it makes sense, right? Who is that for? Because let's say if that's for the NFL, if that's for the NFL, that statement will never apply. Lil Wayne is one of our GOATs. Lil Wayne or his manager will never be in the position where they can make that decision for the NFL. The NFL trumps all of y'all. Okay? So he can't be logically saying that towards the NFL. If he's saying that to Jay-Z, though, you would have to make a play to put yourself in the same positions of power that Jay-Z has over these years. Like when Jay-Z makes these power plays to be part owner of the Brooklyn Nets, right? At that time, or when he makes moves against certain liquor brands that, oh, you don't want to give me an endorsement, Cristal and all that, and I've been promoting y'all in my music videos, whatever. I'm going to go do my own Ace of Spade, right? Range Rover could have reached out to him. Auto Tune could have sued him or probably wanted to sue him. like Jay-Z's influence and the positions of power in some of these rooms and aligned with some of these entities, whether it's the NBA, the NFL, getting into sports management and Rock Nation and artist management and all that. Isn't he responsible for bringing us people like Rihanna, Kanye West, J. Cole? Like he's put himself in that level. Now, one thing that I think we could never argue is the greatness and the goatness of Lil Wayne as an artist and as a rapper. But as a businessman, we put Lil Wayne in the same room or the same level as Jay-Z? No, I don't see that. I've never seen that from the outside looking in. I'm not saying I know everything that people got going on, but certain things are just so massive that you can't miss it. Like we can't miss an announcement that Jay-Z is a part owner of the Brooklyn Nets at that time. You don't miss that. You don't miss hearing, oh, these 40/40 club lounges that we walking in and out of and partying in. I'll party them a million times in New York, Manhattan, and in Vegas. Oh, he owns these. You can't miss that. You can't miss that stuff. Over the years, what am I really hearing about Lil Wayne at that caliber? I don't care about like Truck Fit. And I don't mean that to belittle it because he could have made millions of dollars off a Truck Fit for all I know. I'm talking about levels here. Business-wise, Lil Wayne is not in Forbes and these levels ahead of Jay-Z. He doesn't shake the same hands as Jay-Z. Fans, don't confuse this with rap. Because I'm going to go there in a second. We're going to do the rap thing and the Jay-Z thing too, directly. But don't confuse what I'm saying about the rap. if we're talking rap and some of y'all want to take Lil Wayne, I'm not gonna be mad at y'all. If y'all want to take Jay-Z, I'm not gonna be mad at y'all. I'm talking business, man. Lil Wayne isn't of the caliber of Jay-Z. So that power that he has attained over these years, the network, the business affiliations, the ownership, the being involved in certain spots. Lil Wayne hasn't put himself in a lane to say, Jay-Z, I'm going to be in a position where you can't make that decision anymore. I don't see that. Let's go directly to the Jay-Z statement now since we're there. Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Here goes up on the screen. What we're seeing is the response or the statement. I don't know if it's a response. Like it could be indirectly a response, but the public statement. Jay-Z speaks on Kendrick Lamar performing at the Super Bowl. Kendrick is truly a once in a generation artist and performer. He has an unparalleled ability to define, influence culture globally. His work transcends music and his impact will be felt for years to come. Now, if I want to be a play both sides as far as making a point and being completely fair here and unbiased. And I have no bias between Lil Wayne and Kendrick Lamar. Actually, people, I'm more of a Lil Wayne fan than I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. Okay. I was listening to Lil Wayne way before Good Kid, Mad City came out. Okay. Lil Wayne is part of my childhood. You know what I'm saying? Not Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is more of a later in my life guy that I added to my listening and being a fan of. But anyway, okay, cool. Truly once in a generation artist and performer. So is Lil Wayne, because now we're talking about art and performing. So is Lil Wayne. He has unparalleled ability to define, influence culture globally. So does Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne had y'all changing and putting on Sketcher, whatever sneakers. He had y'all skateboarding. He had y'all double cupping y'all styrofoam cups. He had y'all sipping lean. Him and Player Circle and Titty Boy and UGK and Pimps, like these are some of the Lil Wayne was probably the biggest. There was people influencing lean before Lil Wayne. Keep up. I know my history, but I think he was the biggest influence of lean and that double cup. Lil Wayne. He has shown his influence over this. The way he dresses, people have modeled themselves after that at times in his career. The way all types of things he's influenced, right? So I have no reason to say like, oh, this doesn't apply to Lil Wayne. No, your statement, Jay-Z. His work transcends music. So does Lil Wayne. There's a reason why we want to see him up on ESPN and doing sports commentary and all that type of stuff and doing commercial ads that don't have to do with rap, because he transcends and influences globally. He does. He does. To be felt for years to come. Lil Wayne's legacy, dare I say, is still in front of Kendrick Lamar's to me as an artist. Okay? To me. So, Jay-Z's a smart man. If I could pick apart this statement, then I guess we start to open up the question and the debate. Was this a play by Jay-Z? I don't mind having that conversation, people. Was this a play by Jay-Z? Nobody's going to be able to prove, yes, it is. No, it's not. Okay. Unless Jay-Z comes out himself and says, oh, yeah, this was me making a move. Because for everybody that's out the loop, Jay-Z has some type of position. We was talking about his rank and where he stands in some of these rooms. He has a certain type of position where he's a part of the Super Bowl halftime performance selection. Like he was the one, I believe, that called Usher last year and said, are you ready? And Usher was like, you know what I'm saying? So here he is choosing Kendrick Lamar. Now, if it was a play, if the play would make sense, because I've had this debate and I've made this statement several times, conversation with my boys or whatever, just regular hip hop talk. I say this. I think I said it on a live as well. Lil Wayne is becoming the LeBron to Jordan as far as Lil Wayne to Jay-Z, right? I think a lot of people include, this is my choice. If you say right now, who's the GOAT of hip hop, and you encompass everything, albums, impact, influence, natural ability, song, everything. business, success, sales, numbers, everything, longevity, everything. My overall goal is Jay-Z, right? Did we get an album since 444? No, right? Did we get a feature or two? Yeah, he did like God did and stuff like that, right? And within the last 2 years, okay, cool, right? Little Wayne is like pulling the LeBron James. You got more rings for me than me, right? You did it at a higher level when I was even coming up. We all remember the time even when Jay-Z was possibly going to sign Little Wayne. And they had the little back and forth. Keep it real, niggas ain't even got my lady money. You got baby money, dissing his boss, right? Like there was even that time of Little Wayne possibly about to join and be recruited by Jay-Z, the big homie, right? And Jay-Z starts doing all this other stuff. We don't get albums, we rarely get features, and Little Wayne continues on this LeBron run. I don't want to call it stat stuffing because LeBron, what he's doing is to be respected. Lil Wayne's features ain't stat stuffing. The man is still here burning down features, burning down verses, burning down songs. Still one of the best. And he's doing it years and years and years after Jay-Z went inactive. That's why I'm creating a kind of a parallel comparison of Lil Wayne is doing to Jay-Z of what LeBron is doing to MJ. I right now today, I take MJ. Right now today, I take Jay-Z. But LeBron fans, I rock with y'all and y'all have an argument and I respect it. And if somebody stands in front of me and argues LeBron over Jordan, we're going to have a great debate, but I will respect your debate. I'm going to right now have a debate. Jay-Z still over Lil Wayne when I break down all of those categories and put them all together and say that's my GOAT. But if you stand in front of me, you argue Lil Wayne, especially on the music side, I'm going to respect it. So if Jay-Z did this as a play, because if we see it, he sees it. It's no different than when he sat down and told his whole camp from Rockefeller, hey, everybody, we got to get our shit off right now because there's this wave 50 Cent on the way, and we all going to have to sit down behind it before Get Rich or Die Trying dropped, right? He saw it. The same way he sees Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne has been a guy that he's had to compete and keep his eye. Don't let any goats or big wigs or owners ever convince y'all that they don't pay attention and they don't care. I hate that fronting and that fake shit. If they tell you that I don't know what they up to. Yes, you do. You model your moves off of these people. You spend money based on these people. You choose your release dates based on these people. You change your all types of stuff. And you compete. You say certain songs. You send certain shots. It happens in battle rap. It happens in sports. It happens in music. Right? Don't let them try to lie to you and convince you that Jay-Z is well aware. He's been aware of who Lil Wayne is, but well aware of the legacy competition between them two. He's well aware of that. So if somebody wants to tell me, yo, I think Jay-Z skipping over Lil Wayne in New Orleans as well, which I already put down, like I think we should think bigger than that. But still, I think that's a play. It makes sense. I ain't gonna lie. Jay-Z is a chess player like no other. You don't get to become a billionaire without understanding how to move them fucking pieces around and maintain power and maintain fan perception and maintain legacy and all that. We just seen clips of Lil Baby, DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, and Lil Wayne all standing next to each other at some function. I mean, this ain't beef. Lil Wayne and Jay-Z probably have the utmost love and respect for each other. But if Jay-Z gave a little extra thought in his mind towards this guy is still a competitor to me. You know what? Kendrick. But I opened up this video giving you full justification of why it should be Kendrick anyway, right? So Jay-Z in that decision gets to walk right through the middle, and you really can't blame him then because Kendrick, I feel like in 2024, as you heard in the beginning of the stream, should be there in the Super Bowl halftime show instead of Lil Wayne. But Lil Wayne is deserving, And that legacy competition could make it one of those little subdivision thoughts within Jay-Z's head that just make it a win around the board. Multi-win, multi-layered win. Right? Are y'all with me? So was Lil Wayne disrespected? No, because they went with the biggest choice. Do we want to see Lil Wayne perform at the Super Bowl? Yes. If you want to talk briefly about will Lil Wayne come out, that's multi-layered, people. So I have multiple categories I can go in for that. When we watched the Pop Out concert, I don't think anybody performed with Kendrick, right? We had a bunch of artists that opened for him. But once he took the stage, the only person that really shared in a moment with him was DJ Mustard, right? From what I remember, I don't think he did he? Oh no, he had was it Absol that came up? My bad. I think Absol did a joint with him. But point being is Kendrick, he can carry a show on his own, right? And this moment is really about him and him dominating Drake. Like, I'm gonna give Drake his credit. He doesn't do the Super Bowl unless he wins this battle with Drake. Let's keep it 1,000. Let's keep it 1,000, right? So Kendrick performing up there and having the global hit. If he brought out Lil Wayne, PR wise, is that good for Lil Wayne? I would say no. Do I turn down a look to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show? No. I do it if I'm Lil Wayne. But PR wise, you look like you're under Kendrick. You look like you're being brought out as a just addition to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like PR wise how that looks for Wayne, but I still do it. Now, of course, you have the other chatter. We just said this yesterday. I'm still putting it as chatter. The Drake and Lil Wayne relationship. I'm still putting it as chatter until I really, really get some real solid proof and feel like, oh no, they don't rock. I'm just gonna take it. It's on the radar, but I'm just gonna take it as chatter for now. So, would Lil Wayne, if he has any respect for Drake, any appreciation for Drake, if he's still friends with Drake, right? And I say appreciation because even though Lil Wayne put Drake on, Drake still made Lil Wayne a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to still show your respect in both directions when we've created magic together and legacies and made millions of life-changing money for generations together. So and I don't have to go to money route, the friendship, to what we know. So right now in this moment, they have a lifelong relationship and friendship. If you come out with Kendrick, it's over. And seeing some of the biggest cosigns and people that have stood next to Drake continue to, like, when we see Future walk away, when we see Kanye walk, we could say Future, we believe maybe because we saw the video breakdowns, maybe that's involving a girl. Okay. Kanye, Kim, we all know that, right? That's clear. They've spoken about Kanye has spoken about it, right? Who else? DJ, whatever. Over a girl, right? We hear. Who else is involved in it? ASAP Rocky, Rihanna, right? So you got all these things that's just over, women and right. I expect those people, if that's how they really feel towards Drake, like, yo, you a slime ball, to go opposite from him. If Lil Wayne goes opposite from Drake and shows the public, I'm not standing on this side with Drake, that's a different effect to me. That's a different effect, even though they have that situation with the girl when Lil Wayne was locked up. But it looks different to me. Like, even Lil Wayne is standing opposite from him. That's a direct diss. You take the stage with Kendrick and he's going to perform They Not Like Us. And you, during the Super Bowl, Drake at that point, he got to say, fuck all of y'all, everybody. I just have the only thing I could do now at this extremely pivotal point of my career is sit here with my fan base and make music for them. That pocket, it's going to be a smaller fan base, a smaller metric of success that I'm going to attain. My legacy is tainted forever, right? Y'all always going to tie me to Kendrick Lamar. Y'all going to scrutinize my music the way you never did before. You're going to question whether I got ghostwriters every time I drop something. All of this stuff he's going to have to navigate for the rest of his career, right? But that would have to be his position. I'm just gonna be over here, and the people that rock with me, I'm gonna make music for you. I'm just no longer the number one titan in the game anymore. It is what it is. Because everybody stands against you, like the Little Waynes of the world. Boy, I said it's wild to bring out Taylor Swift. It doesn't get any bigger than that. But the perception at a personal level to bring out Little Wayne is wild. And Little Wayne, we will not allow Little Wayne to mask that and be like, oh, I only came out. I don't got nothing to do with the Kendrick and Drake thing. I rock with both of them. Y'all know Drake is the homie. I only did that for New Orleans. I'm saying it right now. I ain't going for that. I ain't going for that. You are not going to be able to tell me that, well, maybe my principles are just different, but I'm not going for that. Little Wayne would not be able to sit here and try to tell me I did that for New Orleans. That's where I'm from. That's why I really came out. No, you came out with Kendrick Lamar, B. There's no way to cut that for me. My friends, my people that I made millions of dollars with, we got each other's back, supposedly, right? You can't tell me, oh, I did this for my city at my expense. We not friends no more. Nah. And any of y'all that could look at y'all friends and they'd be like, yo, I'll do it. Get away from them. They would snitch on you, and your relationship is based on circumstances. It's circumstantial. Put $1 million on the floor, that person will pick up the gun and shoot you in the fucking back of the head. Right? Don't stand next to those people. So if Lil Wayne comes out as a feature with Kendrick Lamar, oh, tell me what y'all feel down in the comments, man. But any of you Drake fans in the chat that think that this isn't devastating to Drake, yeah, you're still living in a whole nother world, and I just gotta keep reminding y'all that sorry, it's true.